Woman picked up a homeless man in the cold, but what he did shocked everyone. Emma was driving home late at night when she saw a man standing by the road. Snow covered the ground, and his thin jacket did little to protect him from the freezing cold. He looked helpless, and she felt sorry for him. She slowed down and rolled down her window without knowing what was awaiting her. The man nodded quickly and climbed into the car. His face was partly hidden under a hood, and his hands were shaking from the cold. He thanked her in a soft voice and said his name was Daniel. Emma turned up the heat as they drove. She told him she could drop him off in town, somewhere safe. At first, he seemed quiet and polite, but as they reached a dark, empty road, something changed. Daniel shifted in his seat. His hand moved inside his coat. Emma barely had time to react before she felt the cold metal of a gun against her side. Before Emma could react, Daniel lunged and grabbed her arm, his grip tight and unshaking. His voice was no longer gentle as he ordered her to keep driving. A chill ran through her. She had made a mistake by stopping for him. Emma kept both hands on the wheel, trying to control her breathing. The man beside her watched her closely, his hand hovering near his pocket. She didn't know if he had a weapon, but she knew he was dangerous. Every second felt longer as she focused on the road ahead, unsure of what he planned to do. At home, her husband, Jake, sat at his desk, checking the tracker he had placed on her car before she left. As a police officer, he had always been protective, making sure she was safe whenever she drove alone at night. When he looked at the screen, he noticed her car was heading toward an abandoned area outside town. She had no reason to be there. His stomach dropped. Something was wrong. Without wasting time, he grabbed his keys and called for backup. Meanwhile, Daniel ordered Emma to pull over near an old warehouse. The road was empty, the air outside freezing. Her hands shook as she reached for the door handle, unsure of what would happen next. The moment Daniel stepped out, flashing lights appeared in the distance. Sirens broke the silence, echoing through the night. Daniel turned to run, but he had no chance. Police cars surrounded him from all sides. Jake and his team moved in quickly, their weapons ready. Within seconds, Daniel was on the ground, handcuffed and under arrest. Emma, still shaking, ran toward Jake. The fear that had gripped her for the last hour finally started to fade. She was safe. Daniel's record confirmed that he was a repeat offender with a long history of violent crimes. He had likely been searching for another victim, but this time, he had been caught. That night, Emma sat by the fire, wrapped in a blanket, her mind replaying the terrifying experience. She had always believed in kindness, in helping those in need, but now she understood that not everyone could be trusted. One thing, however, gave her comfort. Jake had been watching over her, ready to protect her no matter what.